Every so often, we discover a new and exciting fishing opportunity that sharpens your senses and challenges your abilities. This week, SFTV heads out to one of the world's most prolific fisheries for some really dramatic and unique fishing from perhaps the smallest boat possible. Join us now for Kayaking Cabo-Style.
We're on a fish. Whoa! What a toad!
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I've been coming to fish in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico for years. And while the fishing's terrific, it's always more or less the same. You troll artificial lures around until you find some tuna or dorado or marlin, and then you cast some live baits to it. Well, this year, in the immortal words of Monty Python, it's time for something completely different. Despite the fact that many of my friends think I'm totally crazy, I'm going fishing for marlin from a kayak. Despite the radical departure from fishing as usual, the day started out pretty much the same. Leave the dock early, pick up a load of live bait from the barge, and head out. Cabo San Lucas sits at the extreme southern tip of Mexico's Baja Peninsula, 1,000 miles of barren desert south of San Diego. It's always a treat passing the famous arches in the morning light, after which we headed some 30 miles north to an area called the Golden Gate. It's a mountainous undersea structure that seems to always attract fish. Fishing with me is my old friend Bill Shedd from the American Fishing Tackle Company. He fishes from kayaks frequently, but marlin from a kayak constitutes a first for him, too. All right, Durance, my life is in your hands here. This is a very small boat, and we have some very big fish. Tell me what I need to know to come back alive.
All right, well, it's actually a lot more fun than it looks like it is. What we're going to do is put you in this Hovey Mirage Drive kayak here and troll live bait around behind this kayak. We're going to get you a big marlin hooked up for some real nice mahi-mahi for sure.
And he's going to drag Dean all over town.
Oh, yes, he'll drag you around. And you get to kind of the Boston sleigh ride here, you know. These kayaks are extremely stable, so you won't have any problem with the flip over. You basically want to keep that fish off the front of the boat, keep everything working in that direction, and of course you can use your rudder once you get some nice speed on. And what we do in case, you know, just as some extra safety precautions here, we use your quick line cutter in case things get out of control, you can do that. And of course we keep everybody with a VHF radio. We're monitoring the boat, monitoring all your action all the time.
I have my gloves, but I get a billfish right alongside. The bill is here, right next to my chest.
Exactly.
How do you handle that? How do you release it?
Basically, with the striped marlin here, they're fairly easy to control once you've got that bill, but once you do get hold, of course, you're going to hang on to that and just direct him away from your body, and then we can gently kind of get him up on the beside the kayak for a real nice shot for you.
If the fish is real green, if we get him up quick, do you want us to not try to handle him at the boat if he's real green?
The kayak, you won't get him up real green because of the way this thing's designed. He's going to be pulling you for a while. So generally, they're in real nice, live, releasable shape when they get here, but they won't be super green.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, understand this. I have never been in a kayak in my life before, let alone fished from one. So this is at least an extreme mental challenge, if not a physical one. Also fishing with us is my colleague Clint Jones, the only one of us who's caught marlin from a kayak before. And as a special treat, we've mounted special Sony marine cams on the bows of my and Bill's kayaks, one pointing forward and one aft to give you a better sense of what this is like. Our first launch happened when we came upon a large school of dorado, what Americans call mahi-mahi or dolphin. And we hooked up immediately. It was an excellent way to break the ice and give me a greater sense of security that I wasn't about to be rolled and eaten by some large predator.
Atta boy!
Yeah, Clint! Clint, how cool is that? We're like in the water 5 minutes. Dean's bit! Hey, Dean's bit! How fun is this? Go, Dean, go! All right, Dean! Yeah, baby! Hey, congratulations! Beautiful fish. Look at that guy.
It is beautiful.
Those colors pretty. Good job, Dino. You didn't even have a gaff, and you got a fish in your hand there. Dean, you're gonna sling that over your shoulder now?
This fish controller was invented by my friend Captain Mo Gonzalez. Once the fish is bent, it no longer jumps around and you can control it.
That was so cool. You know, even the small fish look a lot bigger from this level. That was not a big dolphin, but it was fun.
Take a look to your left here. I mean, that's the beach right there. We're
Oh, I know.
a mile and a half off the beach right there.
I know. All right, well, let me get another bait, and you guys do your best, too.
Now that I've got this fishing process down, I'm ready for bigger game. Bill's right, this is so cool. When we return, I'll give you a tour of my new fishing mini yacht and our first billfish strikes.
Yeehaw!
Sport Fishing Television is presented by Yellowfin, the choice of champions. By Mercury, #1 on the water. By Penn, the biggest name in fishing. And by the Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are.
A lot of people have said, you're doing what? Fishing for marlin from a kayak? That doesn't sound safe. Well, in fact, it's a lot safer than you might think, and it's because of all the equipment that we use. Obviously, you wear a life vest so that should you happen to roll over for any reason, you're still perfectly safe. I have a submersible VHF radio. This is an emergency cutter so that if you get too much pressure on your line for whatever reason, bing, just slide it across the line and the razor blade in there cuts the line. There's a waterproof microphone here so that you can hear me through the cameras. And of course I have a spot personal locator beacon. Now, I'm never out of sight of either the chase boat or the mothership, but just in case, if I ever need to, I can press this button and a signal goes up to a satellite and they will come and get me. Now here's the boat. This is a Hobie Mirage Outback. One-man kayak. It's got a rudder back here. We put an orange flag on here so that it makes us easier to see. Some other equipment that I have is this belt pad in case I need to use it for a rod butt that's metal instead of rubber. A bat for a fish in case we catch Dorado that we want to keep. A gaff if we have a bigger fish we want to get. Here's my tag stick, nice and short. If I catch a marlin, I can punch a tag into it very quickly. There's a comfortable adjustable seat. You don't want to be in one of these without some sort of back support. This is the fascinating and very innovative propulsion system that Hobie devised. It just slides in there, and then finally, up on this end is the cameras. And this is how we're going to bring you up close and personal with the fish that we catch.
No, we aren't pedaling our way all over the Pacific. We run on Marlin Master, our Huckins mothership, until we spot birds or fish or whatever signs lead us to believe the fish are there.
Yeah. Oh, come on, guy.
The little Dorado.
Finally. Tough time catching one of these suckers. Get the hooks in them. What an awesome fish this is.
Way to go, Bill! That's cocktail hour right there.
It's a system that Durance has devised, and it obviously works pretty darn well. Just make sure the captain shuts off the engine on the side where you launch so the exhaust doesn't soak you before you ever start fishing.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Oh, that was fun. Dean's hooked up? Yeah. Yeehaw! All right, let me hand you this. All right, thank you. All righty. Oh, that was so fun.
This is fabulous.
Boy, it's a mother to keep up with you trolling this bait. Dean, you're flying.
Oh man, this is too cool for words.
Pretty good sized fish, huh?
I have a feeling this is a sizable fish. tough getting your gloves on while you're fighting this fish.
Yeah.
All right, I got my gloves on. It's time to let him know I'm still here.
We're headed right about at Hawaii, Dean.
That's all right.
You're moving along at a pretty good clip.
I'm sure he'll tire out before we get there.
Another great treat is that you can use almost any size tackle, since the drag is pretty unimportant in a kayak. The kayak provides the drag for you.
Whoa! This is about the funnest fishing I have ever done.
Changing directions now a lot, huh?
Yep. He knows I'm tailing him and he's trying to lose me.
There he is.
Release!
Wow, very cool. Very cool. Beautiful fish. I'll eat him. Oh, that's a release, hey, Dino. How fun was that? You were pulling for quite a while there, brother.
Well, at least it's official. I got that fish.
Oh.
That was a big strike,
You
Marlin.
did it. They all pull good, though, don't they?
Yeah, that was
they all
the
pull
quintessential Nantucket sleigh ride.
Hey, congratulations.
My
Thanks
first
for inviting me
Marlin.
down. In a kayak.
First Marlin in a kayak.
Very cool. There'll be more. Very cool.
The fishing is fun, but I must say that having a sharp, active bill whacking your boat right by your chest is both exciting and scary. We'll have more Marlin action and some exciting Cabo tournament info when we come back.
Thank you, Bob.
Obviously, we don't need to travel very far to find fish. Once we find a likely spot, it takes only minutes for the crew to launch all 3 Hobie Mirage kayaks. And then, it's game on. The keen eyes of our captain and crew spotted some free-swimming stripies. We just drop our live baits into the water and then troll around the area.
Oh, geez. What chaos here.
Ride 'em, Bill, ride 'em!
Those fish have no problem zeroing in on our baits.
Okay, Mr. Marlin, you're trying to pull me all the way into the sunset here? How fun is this? Oh, life is good. I like to see this fish get up and jump a little bit, but it just kind of got his nose down. He just headed up swell. Used to be a huge amount of pressure on these fish with the Japanese longline fleet. And that's now gone. And the marlin fishery is as good today here as it was 30 years ago. Coming up, boys! Yeah.
Once you hook up to a fish, it's much better to set your rudder straight, and then when the fish heads off to the right or left, lower your rod tip down to the bow and hold it there. The fish will then turn your kayak in the direction in which it's headed. What I find fascinating, however, is the difference between fishing from a kayak and a boat. On a boat like our Huckins, if you hook a fish, you slowly but surely drag the fish to you. In a kayak, when you hook a fish, you slowly drag yourself to the fish. The human-fish connection seems much more intimate and immediate when you are in the kayak right down at water level. One experiences a greatly diminished sense of superiority.
You're doing great, Bill.
Fishing from a kayak most definitely levels the playing field in favor of the fish.
We got him leader. Back down hard, Lenny.
Look at him grin.
Once you get the leader in hand, you need to be very gentle so the fish doesn't go ballistic on you.
You'll be able to get him on that leader. There he is.
Way to go, Bill!
Go, baby.
That hook is really embedded. All right, we're good.
It's more important than ever that this tired fish gets some oxygen across its gills after the fight, since the battle took much longer than usual.
That thing is almost as long as the kayak. That's his first.
I love it. I love it. That's all you, Matt. All you.
When you say kayak, most people think paddles. But reviving this fish in any other kind of kayak other than this Hobie would be virtually impossible. And notice how stable it is riding beam 2 in these ocean swells.
Yeah! Good job, Bill! How fun is that, Dean?
Congratulations!
Thank you for inviting me down here. That was a real thrill. That was really fun. Dang fish didn't want to come up and jump, just kept down, 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 down till the very end. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, fun. That was fun.
That was
That's,
incredible.
I told you along pretty good.
I love watching it. Yeah, well, I was expecting you to even travel more than
I would
that
love to
because he
have
just
seen-
went down.
I would love to see that fish up jumping and moving and
Yeah,
pulling.
but
Mostly
you know
his
what?
head was just down, going down, 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 down.
Working you.
Pretty
That was
fun though.
great.
Wow, that was very fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That
You know,
was
they
really a
do.
fun
I
deal.
think that
That's really a
constitutes
fun deal.
a new experience for you. I
That's
think
a
you
new
have to go for a
experience.
swim for that one.
I think I already did.
What an incredible adventure and a host of firsts, and all from a tiny kayak. Another wonderful event we experience here in Cabo San Lucas is the IGFA Offshore World Championship. Comprised of crews that have won significant offshore fishing tournaments all around the world, this event brings them all to Cabo, where the best of the best meet to do battle. In an effort to level the playing field, all teams meet by the arches each morning and start at the same time. Sure, there are some impressive prizes, but the notoriety of being the best offshore fishing team in the world far outweighs those. Another annual event is the Los Cabos Billfish Tournament in October. Again, teams from around the globe come to one of the planet's best-known billfishing meccas to vie for big money prizes. In fact, the fishing here is so good, rarely does a team leave disappointed even if they don't win. Plus, in addition to outstanding fishing, the Los Cabos Billfish Tournament hosts some of the best cocktail parties on the dock and dinners at the resort you can possibly imagine. You can't help but have a great time, and you have a great chance of going home financially enriched, too. Sport Fishing Television has been presented by King Sailfish Mounts, offering a full selection of world-class release mounts. By Chica Lodge and Spa, luring anglers to the Florida Keys for more than 60 years. By Bomber Saltwater Grade, built to dominate. And by Ray Marine, world leaders in marine electronics. I've been coming to Cabo San Lucas at least once a year, and usually more often for many years. I keep returning for the world-class fishing, sure, but my family also loves the festive atmosphere Cabo offers on a daily basis. The infinite number of choices of places to go and things to see and do make this an ideal vacation destination for everyone, no matter their age, gender, or inclination. There is literally something for everyone. Did I mention the fishing? Something for everyone applies here, too. From myriad inshore and bottom species to pelagics like black, blue, and striped marlin, big yellowfin tuna, wahoo, and dorado, you'll always find something in season here. Want to take a break from fishing and enjoy other water sports? If you can do it on the water, Cabo offers it. We stayed at the amazing MARINA FIESTA Resort Hotel right on the docks, and with all the amenities like gymnasium and spas that you'd expect from a fine hotel. And if you're a fisherman, you can't ask for a more convenient place. Your boat is literally at the bottom of a flight of stairs, only a few seconds walk from your comfortable room with a view that can't be beaten. While I certainly had my doubts about big game kayak fishing, I quickly developed a comfort level that allowed me to enjoy it enough so that I'll be doing it again in my own spare time. being out there by yourself, so close to the water and the fish, provides some great time to reflect on what we do and why we love it so. The sea is a magical and magnificent place, and I, for one, couldn't live away from it. I admit, I love new adventures, and boy, this one had some spectacular moments that I'll never forget. And you can easily enjoy similar forays yourself. I've rarely entered the world in which all these creatures you see live. I feel truly privileged to have been able to share it with them in such intimate fashion. We finished our adventure and headed to the harbor. And honestly, anyone can do this. And if you want to try it, I suggest that you contact our hosts, Marlin Masters in Cabo San Lucas. Besides conventional charter fishing, they can put all the kayaking together for you, from the big comfy mothership to the kayaks, fishing tackle, live baits, knowledgeable crew, and even food and beverages. All you have to do is show up prepared for memories that will last a lifetime. Marlin Masters qualifies as a real class act, and I promise you won't be disappointed. I give special thanks to Durance at Marlin Masters for being so gracious. And of course, I thank Sony Marine for the incredible and seemingly indestructible camcorders and underwater camera housings. And finally, thanks to King Sailfish Mounts for providing our hearing-challenged viewers with closed captioning. I'm Dean Travis Clarke. Watch again next time to share another of our outstanding adventures on SFTV.